Yo!
Less than 24 hours after Iran attacked Israel, the Iranian president touched down here in Qatar on a diplomatic drive to win international support as the conflict between the two nations escalates. The Iran-backed militia that lit the fuse for Israel's war in Gaza and this broader conflict is also here. Iran said last night's strike was in part retribution for the killing of a Hamas leader. But Iran waited 2 months, only responding after more assassinations. So today, we asked a senior Hamas official whether his group feels isolated.
Iran finally, last night, launched less than 200 missiles. Are you disappointed by the support or reaction that you've seen from Iran?
It is a war crime to assassinate the top negotiator of Hamas, regardless in Tehran, in Beirut. It is their decision how to do it, operational decision, logistical decision, how to do it.
I mean, would you expect it more support from Iran?
Look, we are expecting support not only from the Iranians, we are expecting some support from anyone in the region.
Will the Iranians meet with Hamas while in the country, we asked?
Still, I have no idea about any arrangements.
Almost 12 months since Hamas launched its October 7th attacks, tens of thousands of Palestinians in Gaza are dead, including battalions of Hamas fighters and civilians. Now, as the war moves to Lebanon, where Hezbollah is based, and even Iran, he says there have not been serious negotiations for a ceasefire deal with Israel since early July.
Israel estimates there are 101 hostages still in Gaza and that at least half of them are still alive. If you say that you want a solution, why don't you release those people?
I don't know exactly how many captured Israelis in the Gaza Strip, 101, 120, I don't know.
You don't know how many there are?
No, I don't know how many there, how many of them are alive.
How can that be, though, after 12 months?
They are in different areas, in different groups, in a very complicated security situation. I have to respect my own people and to say that at the time we have 100 or 120 captured Israelis, we have thousands of Palestinians who were kidnapped from their houses in the Gaza Strip by Israeli soldiers. They are living in Sidi Tuman or other Israeli jails in a very inhuman conditions.
Many of the men who lead Hamas and Hezbollah, both groups supported by Iran, are dead. Yet amid the terrible bloodshed, Hamas still believes it is winning. There were reports last month that its leader, Yahya Sinwar, the brains behind October 7th, was dead. Not true, he says.
Is Yahya Sinwar still alive?
Sure.
When was the last time Hamas here in Qatar communicated with him?
We are communicating with our leadership generally, regularly. I cannot now say when exactly, with whom, but...
He's alive, but he can't communicate because he'd be killed.
What I know that he is still alive, he is still in control, he is still communicating with his people on the ground, he's still communicating with the leadership outside.
Was October 7th a strategic mistake?
For us, after 1 year after October 7th, we consider October 7th as a strategic achievement.
Achievement?
Yes, yes.
Keir Simmons joins us tonight from Doha. So, Keir, Hamas is acknowledging that they don't know how many hostages are alive. That's got to be so troubling to the families, hoping to see their loved ones once again.
Devastating, Tom. It's been incredibly painful, hasn't it, for almost a year now for those families, and to hear what that Hamas official had to say. I mean, cruel, really, in the sense that they are just wanting their loved ones home and they get no information. It is stunning that Hamas still says that they don't know, that it doesn't know where the hostages are or how many there are or how many are alive. The Israelis estimate that there are 101 and that more than half are still alive. But the reality is that after almost 12 months, we simply do not know.
And then, Keir, you know, Hamas didn't give us concrete proof that Yahya Sinwar is still alive and in control. Why should we believe anything that that person said during that interview?
Yeah, it's a great question. Ultimately, this region is so full of untruths, isn't it? So I think the question really becomes, why would you want to talk to someone from Hamas? And I think the answer is that it potentially gives you some insight into the way that group thinks. There will be truths there that can be matched against information from other sources and put together to try to get some kind of a jigsaw of what the reality is. And here's a final point, Tom. In the end, even though there is a war happening right now, there is also a question of trust. Fundamentally, every battle like this ends in talks, and the question of both sides trusting each other will come into play at some stage. It is, in the end, after all, the total breakdown of trust that leads to a conflict like the kind that we're seeing right now.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.